really good. Today we're exploring the concept of negative entities. What are they? What are they doing? What's their purpose? What's their goal? What's their mission? And particularly what we're going to be exploring today is the concept of negative entities. And Ra introduces the idea of these negative entities, and it begins to explain what they are, why they're here, how they operate, what they're doing. And specifically, these entities are called the Orion group. There are over 100 of you that have not hit like yet, so please do. Please hit the like button so we can get more people in here. I'm looking at the analytics so that I can see if you do it. Don't make me threaten your souls. I will do it. Patricia says, Mark safe from Morgue threatening my soul. Yes, let's see. So about 150 of you have liked this video. So, but more of you have come in here. So your souls are now in jeopardy. Though those of you who are just coming in, if you don't know, if you haven't hit the like button, your souls are in dire peril. I would say mortal peril, but they're in eternal peril. So please hit like if you haven't. There's now 50 of you that haven't hit like. So please do. So we're talking about negative entities and the enslavement of humanity, a good topic. Laura's soul is safe because they hit the like button. Good. I see about 40 of you. About 40 of your souls are safe. There's still a good 40 or 50 of you whose souls are in peril, though. Dire peril. I'll ask you about Orion. So Orion is the name that Ra refers to these negative entities. So these negative entities Ra refers to as Orion or the Orion group. So Don says, I'll just ask about Orion. You mentioned Orion as a source of some of the contacts of UFOs. Can you tell me something of that contact, its purpose? Ra says, I am Ra. Consider, if you will, a simple explanation of intentions, which are bad good. So when Ra says the intentions which are bad good, it's putting the emphasis on bad, but also means good in a way because, well, it's good for that entity, which is still a part of the single unity. So I'm just throwing that out there so it's not too confusing. So if you will, consider an example of intentions which are bad good. This example is Adolf, which of course is referring to the leader of Germany during World War II. You know, orient people in very negative ways towards power and manipulation and control. And they don't understand that when you really understand what reality is about, it's about creating a better world for me. And so what Ra is saying is that the Orion group has a problem because they don't understand unity correctly. They're not doing it correctly. So energy is very random within them because their own members aren't harmonized. So you can think about it, you know, like a hierarchy that's obsessed with like dominance and control and power, where you're going to have like members like infighting for dominance and trying to be, you know, to rise up the ranks by screwing the other one over, or, you know, keeping certain members of theirs slaves and things like that. So you can see that this since they haven't understood unity correctly, there exists a lot of separation and random energy, and their membership is not harmonized. So it's very it's not that stable because of the way that it's structured and the way that they misunderstand unity. So you have the Orion group, which is a bunch of entities that work together. The Confederation, according to Ra, is the antithesis to the Orion group. They are a group of positive minds, and Ra claims to be a member of the Confederation, and it's, you know, does positive things, whereas Orion is the negative empire. So you know, going to use things for positive purposes. They can be trying to screw you over or manipulate you or control you because they've learned how they have gained power, but they haven't learned how to use it in a healthy way. So, hey, maybe this is the work of negative entities. You tell me. Okay, so I was watching Revenge of the Sith. Okay, particularly the scene where the very final scene where Anakin and Obi-Wan are in the hallway, and it's the last time Anakin and Obi-Wan talk before Anakin becomes Vader and they fight. So it's the last time that they have a friendly conversation, and it's very symbolic. Anakin stands in the shadows while Obi-Wan stands in the light, and they have a conversation. Raymond Pie, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for that awesome super chat. I appreciate that, Raymond. Raymond says, speaking of Star Wars, if you replace the Orion group with the Sith, it would fit perfectly with the negative ones from the Law of One. I believe the Sith exist in the world, but are called by a different name. Yeah, it's really, really funny. Because again, we didn't read all this stuff in there. At some point, Don directly asks Ra and says, hey, is the Orion group like the Empire from Star Wars? Like Don asks Ra that. And Ra says, yeah. Ra basically says, yes, if you are thinking in terms of like childish, like myths and children's stories, kind of. If you're thinking it in terms of like this, Ra's like, yeah, pretty much. So that's interesting that you say that. Yes, essentially, Ra is like, or the Orion group is like the Sith. Also, there are people and groups out there who don't want this information to get out, who don't like what I'm doing.